Hey, what's up guys, your boy Legendary Pet here today. Today I'm going to show you a whole bunch of defensive options that you can do when it comes to reflecting beam, perception blocking, and all of that. But before we get into the video, please make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe. We are trying to hit 4K at the moment, and I know we can do it, but let's see if we get this video to 100 likes. This is a very highly requested video. But yeah, let me stop talking about this and let's get right into the video. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you guys how to reflect beams and how you guys can practice it. So personally, I use isnt, but you could use any numerical characters. For example, you can also use butter, but for the sake of the video, we're going to use Android 17. Okay, so I use standard controls, so that means for me, I only have to hit circle to reflect it. But if you use classic, you do triangle and circle, or YB, whatever if you're on Xbox or PlayStation. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to set it up. So first, I go into display settings and I go to my opponent setting. And you want to go to defense strategies and you would want to go to blast. Make sure it is not on defensive counters. This makes them shoot key blasts at you. Okay, now second of all, I like to do this just because I don't like them charging up. So I put myself at max and I put my skill counter at max. So you need 2 bars to reflect. Remember that. That is the blue thing under my name. So I also put their key at max. Just so they can shoot key blasts.
No more screwing around. Take this.
Alright guys, as you guys can see, this is gonna keep making him do his super over and over again. Sometimes he'll do a key blast, like here. Don't worry, he's gonna go back to shooting it over and over again. And this will give you more time to keep practicing the reflecting. But yeah, let's get into our next topic. Alright guys, now we're gonna go into Z counters. So for Z counter, you have to hit R1 or RB depending on what controller you play on. For me, it is RB. So for this, you have to time your R1 right before you get hit by another attack, which leads you to go behind your opponent. For example, as you guys can see right there, this ends up leading you to not get hit by an extra combo when your opponent likes to teleport. I personally would practice this here, but if you really did want to set it up in training mode, I will show you how. Alright, if you guys wanted to practice in training mode, this is how you guys would do it. So first off, I like to have my key gauge at max because you need 1 bar of key, which is the yellow bar right next to go on. You need 1 bar of this, so I like to have it at max so I don't have to keep resetting. And then I go to opponent settings and I scroll all the way until I find, let me see where I can find it. It is smash attacks. So smash attacks and follow up 1. This leads to the same thing he was doing in the training with Piccolo, as you guys can see. So this allows me to practice vanishing. I vanished a second early, but as you guys can see, it sets up the same situation. So if you wanted to practice the last one, you are also able to practice it here. I do think this is very, very good. I personally would not get mad if you are practicing this because it is a little bit of a timing thing and it could be frustrating. But trust me, you will get it down after practicing more and more. But yeah, let's get into our next option. Alright guys, another one that we will be going into is the super counter. So, for super counter, all you have to do is have the left stick up and hit square. But, this is a lot harder. For me, this is kind of the hardest one for me. But, what helps me a lot is, I kind of see it. If they're hitting light, I kind of hit exactly right after. Because the light's always kind of fast. But, what they don't tell you in this training mode is, basically, if you are mashing this, I'm gonna just mash this for purposes. You won't get this just because you aren't gonna get it. It's a timing thing. So once you get hit, kind of wait a millisecond after you get hit to do it. That's kind of how I would do it if you don't know people attack. But in my opinion, that is kind of the best way to do it. Because as you guys saw, when I'm mashing this, I'm just not gonna get it. I have to be very, very lucky, and then you don't want to be lucky. You want to make sure you're doing it good. So I kind of wait literally a sliver of a second after I get hit because they don't attack instantly, but they do attack a little bit after that. And most of the time, people are going into more lights after a light. After it goes into 3 to 4 lights, you kind of have to start delaying it a little bit more because they're going to start going into medium. But that is for super counter. I'll probably go a little bit more in depth in a different video. But yeah, let's go down to our next section. Alright guys, and now our next one is super perception. So, in the tutorial, it does tell you one way to do it, but there are actually 2 ways to use this. I'm going to go over it both ways. So the first way is holding it. So if you hold it, like it says, this will end up punishing people, but it does take 1 bar of the blue meter under Gohan. So, but the thing that is the flaw about this of doing it how the tutorial tells you, if you guys notice, if I'm holding it, Gohan makes it stance. this stance kind of gives away when I'm doing it and when I'm not doing it, right? So, if my opponent sees me doing this, they can sidestep around me, they can teleport behind me and punish me for doing this. So, what I recommend doing is timing it. Timing it is basically, instead of holding it, you tap it right when they're about to attack you, right? This makes you less predictable when it comes to getting hit and stuff like that. So, this is the best way I like to use it. But yeah, so now let's go into his little brother, Perception. I'm going to show you guys how that works. Alright, now for the little brother of Super Perception. So this one, unlike Super Perception, you can only use when you have 0 bars. But the main difference, as it tells you right here, is this only works on Rush Attack, right? So the same way, you can hold it, and it still lets you to do it. But the same as Super Perception, I recommend timing it to where you can just go and tap it and right when he's attacking you. So you don't get the same hindrance as Super Perception as you're just getting hit because they see you holding the Perception block. Be careful with this one though, because like I said earlier, this only works on melee attacks, unlike Super Perception, which works on Ki Blast and beams and stuff like that. So when you're doing this, make sure they are attacking you while doing it, or it will not work. Alright guys, for our last thing, we will be going over high speed evasion. So the same thing with this is you're using R1/RB to teleport an opponent's attack. So instead of using perception or something like that, you could teleport. This is better than actually guarding an actual attack. The reason why I say this is better than guarding an attack is because you end up going behind someone and then you can end up punishing them for using an attack. They can also use high speed back in this equation. But this is still really, really good, and I recommend practicing it. The good thing about this is you could just practice this in the arena. You can also practice this in super training, which I will show you guys in 1 second. But honestly, in my opinion, I would kind of just use this. Alright guys, now our last thing is high speed evasion. So like we did early in the video, if you hit R1, you are able to evade someone's attack by teleporting, and you will be teleporting behind them. This goes coincide with perception. If you can't feel like you only gotta perceive something and you want a little bit easier way, you could hit RB and stuff. You will teleport behind them and stuff like this. This is really, really good because sometimes, sometimes your hand is closer to R1 than it is than perception sometimes. So this is just really, really good. I would practice this in the training mode that they give you. This is just a really, really good drill. Even in general, like this is just really good. And once you get the hang of this and perception, you will be one of the hardest people to hit and just annoy your people on offense. So, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video took me a good amount to make, and it was also a highly requested video. So I would definitely appreciate it if you guys leave a like on this video, comment, and subscribe. And whatever is the most comment on the comments down below when it comes to any of the defensive guys, let me know. I will do either one of them. So whatever's the highest comment, I will do. Yeah, but just let me know down below what you guys want me to do next when it comes to defense, because this is only some of the defensive guys that we have in here. There's a lot more to do. So yeah, like I said, just comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.